and welcome to WellFit Wisdom, the podcast for those looking for practical advice on improving their overall well-being, with a specific focus on physical fitness and complementary topics. I'm Eric Rothstein. In this podcast, I'll bring my learnings, experiences, and exploration from my own 25-plus year fitness journey, and from helping others achieve their wellness goals at my fitness studio in the suburbs of Philadelphia. So let's get started. I'm joined today by Dr. Denise Felsenstein, DNP. Dr. Felsenstein has a doctoral degree in nursing practice and has been teaching stress management courses at Ursinus College outside of Philadelphia since 2018. Dr. Felsenstein, thanks very much for joining us. Let's start off by just talking about the different types of stress.
Hi, thank you so much for having me part of this podcast. Different types of stress include distress, which is a negative stress. This is what most people refer to as stress. However, there are other types of stress as well. There is eustress, which is a good kind of stress. There's acute stress, which is a short-term stress, and chronic stress, which is a very long-term type of stress. Then there's acutely episodic stress, which comes and goes intermittently. For instance, if you're in school and you're taking tests and have papers due, you have a stress for the one test, and then that stress goes away, and then you have a stress when a paper's due, and then that goes away, so that continues over a period of time, such as a semester.
So you mentioned positive stresses. Are there actually positive consequences to stress?
Thanks for asking that question. Positive consequences to stress include having a motivation for change. When people are under stress, they get greater motivation, and the more motivation they have, it helps them reach that peak performance that they're trying to achieve, a specific goal. For instance, an athlete who is trying to reach the peak performance during a competition, the stress of the competition can help boost them to reach that higher peak performance, to be able to overcome challenges and really get to where they're trying to go. Challenges to meet higher goals, as well as using extra stress energy for positive outlets. For instance, starting a new project, using that energy for creating crafts or artwork, putting that effort into volunteering to helping others, or maybe organizing your home or work environment to help reduce the stress you're feeling and to be more organized.
Got it. Thanks very much, Dr. Felsenstein. The next question is then to talk about what are the negative impacts of stress and thinking about what are those negative impacts on the mind, body, and spirit.
For the mind, it can be harder to think clearly, or else negative emotions can be associated with the stress, such as anxiety or depression can occur. With the body, stress response symptoms trigger different types of symptoms in different people. For instance, some people get stomach types of issues, other people get teeth grinding, or maybe headaches. So everybody's body reacts differently to the stress. And then there's the spirit. With the spirit, people can lose their faith, can experience hopelessness, or may feel that they don't have a sense of purpose.
So is it possible to eliminate stress, or are we really talking about how to manage stress to reduce or eliminate the negative impacts?
Thanks for that question. The answer is actually both. You can eliminate stress and you can manage stress depending on what that original stressor is. So one of the things is you want to be able to identify what the stressor is and then figure out what's the best way to approach it. You can either determine, does this have a problem that I can solve and then eliminate the stress? Or is this something that is going to be ongoing in my life and how can I manage it? So for example, to eliminate the stress, think about ways that you can problem solve and how you can change the situation that you're in to eliminate it. To help reduce the stress, what you can do is use stress management techniques. For instance, there's breath work, there's meditation, or maybe progressive muscle relaxation, or some examples. And then the other thing that you can do is prevention. To help prevent stress is to keep your body and mind and spirit as healthy as possible. So living a healthy lifestyle is very important.
Great. Dr. Felsenstein, thanks for being so gracious with your time with us. We really appreciate it. Here's the last question. What are the most effective ways to manage stress?
To help manage stress, the most effective way, number one, is lifestyle. Lifestyle includes exercising regularly. Having some type of outlet for regular exercise is vital to keep the mind, body, and spirit working well and reducing overall stress and the impact of how that stress is going to affect your mind, your body, and your spirit. For instance, exercise with Spenga is an amazing way to be able to address this because it includes cardio for your heart. It includes strength training to help your bones stay strong and your muscles, and then yoga to help with your spirit and with flexibility. Other things that are very important with lifestyle include healthy nutrition. In order for the body to work well, it needs healthy nutrition because every cell needs that nutrition in order to work together to make your body work well. Hydration, having adequate fluid in your body, and having adequate sleep each night. Other ways to address stress include things like working with a financial person to assist with budgeting, because financial can be a very high stressor in people's lives. So finding ways to create a budget and following that budget can really help reduce stress. Also, living a life of gratitude, starting each morning, each day with 3 things that you're grateful for, and ending each day for things that you were grateful for that occurred for that day. The most important thing to help reduce stress is to love yourself and to be your own best friend. Be kind to yourself and forgive yourself for mistakes that you make because you are human, and we need to have kindness for ourselves in order to reduce stress and to live a more productive and higher quality of life.
I want to thank Dr. Felsenstein for joining WellFit Wisdom and for helping us better understand positive and negative stress, consequences of stress, and ways to minimize and manage negative stresses in our lives, ultimately helping us move closer to a well-fit life. Thanks for joining WellFit Wisdom today. Remember, the 5 pillars of wellness include the 3 pillars of fitness: cardiovascular conditioning, strength training, and flexibility, and then add a pillar for proper nutrition and hydration, and a pillar for sleep and stress management. That's the key to building a well-fit life. See you next time.